What if I told you there's a hidden text that maps out in detail what happens to us after we die? Imagine a guide so powerful it claims to reveal the stages our souls pass through in the journey beyond. Welcome, soul traveler. Today, you and I are about to embark on a profound exploration into the Bardo Thodol, also known as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. This isn't just a book, it's a portal into the mysteries of existence itself. As we open this ancient text, prepare yourself to cross into realms rarely seen and to discover a transformative journey that awaits every soul. From the instant of death to the visions that follow, and finally to the pull towards rebirth, this journey is unlike any you've heard before. And through it all, you'll be guided by insights that unlock new understandings about life, consciousness, and what lies on the other side. Get ready, because today, we step into the unknown together. Introduction to the Bardo Thodol. Imagine a book so mysterious that it claims to guide souls through what's been called the Great Crossing. The Bardo Thodol, or Tibetan Book of the Dead, is a doorway between worlds, a kind of spiritual map detailing the moments after death. But don't think we're talking about just physical death. The concept goes beyond that. For the ancient masters and those who follow the path of hermetism and esotericism, this crossing is as much a journey after death as it is a powerful metaphor for the transitions we face in life. With each transformation, we carry the marks of our old selves, and the Bardo Thodol offers keys to understanding this eternal dance. In its ancestral pages, this profound text explores what are called Bardos, moments of transition that, when understood, teach us to handle life's changes with clarity and purpose. In our daily lives, we encounter these Bardos at the end of relationships, when facing loss, or when confronted with truths that challenge us. The Bardo Thodol invites us to see each Bardo as a teacher, a kind of mirror reflecting the path we still need to walk. In this book, death is seen as the beginning of a new learning, and by preparing ourselves for that moment, we're preparing to live fully. The Bardo Thodol is not just a spiritual guide, but also a challenge to our worldview, urging us to question the line that separates life and death. Like an enigmatic master, it reminds us that we are both light and darkness, and that our consciousness isn't bound to a physical body. This perspective challenges any simplistic view of mortality. How this passage between the known and unknown unfolds is what we'll continue to explore. Padmasambhava's role. Many centuries ago, the figure of Padmasambhava emerged in history as a presence as intriguing as it is enlightened, like a flame lit in the vast fog of the unknown. Known as the second Buddha, Padmasambhava is the master who brought the Bardo Thodol to Tibet, sharing his deep visions on death and consciousness. For those walking the path of hermetism and esotericism, he is more than just a teacher. He's a living bridge between the earthly and the divine, a guide who teaches not with rules, but with symbols and archetypes that span centuries. His mission, to open portals of understanding beyond earthly illusions. Padmasambhava's story is shrouded in mystery, full of tales of miracles and feats where he faced internal and external demons to reveal the wisdom of the Bardos to the world. It's said he transformed fear into understanding and illusion into clarity. His presence resonates as a reminder that when we face death and other profound transitions, we need the courage to see beyond appearances. This same challenging and visionary spirit of Padmasambhava invites us to become masters of our own destiny, facing the Bardos of life with an awakened mind and a steady heart. Just as Padmasambhava guided the souls of his time, he also teaches us, even centuries later, to face the unknown with open eyes and a free soul. He reminds us that what we see in each phase of life is shaped by our level of consciousness. Each bardo, each transition, is an opportunity to elevate that consciousness and through it break free from cycles of fear and suffering. And so, we move on to the three central bardos, diving into the structure of this transformative path, the three bardos. The Bardo Thodol presents us with a fascinating view of the three bardos, stages or dimensions that a soul crosses in the great transition. Imagine these bardos as portals that open to different aspects of our own consciousness, each bringing an invitation to look deeper into who we are. They're not just phases of death, but also symbolize moments when we can unfold in life our true essence. For those who study hermetism and esotericism, each bardo is an opportunity to access the deep knowledge that lives in the silence of the mind. These three bardos, Chikhai, Chonyid, and Sidpa, reveal a journey that starts at the moment of death and continues until potential rebirth. Chikhai, the first bardo, is the moment when the soul leaves the body, the instant when the last breath lets consciousness float beyond physical limits. It's a powerful moment, full of possibilities, where all masks fall and the true self is revealed. For those who've experienced a spiritual transformation, whether in deep meditation or moments of great crisis, the experience of Chikhai is surprisingly familiar. The later Bardos, Chonyid with its visions, and Sidpa, the phase of rebirth, guide the soul through even deeper landscapes, where projections of the mind come to life. Each bardo is a subtle teacher, pointing to aspects of the ego and consciousness that still need to be understood. As we explore each of these portals, we start to see life's transitions as opportunities for growth and revelation. Now let's enter the Chikhai Bardo, the first glimpse of this passage. Chikhai Bardo, moment of death. The Chikhai Bardo, the first stage of this mysterious journey, is the exact moment when the soul leaves the body. At this moment, silence takes over, and what was solid dissolves like mist at dawn. For those exploring hermetism and esotericism, the Chikhai represents the dissolution of illusions, the direct confrontation with essence. It's as if a curtain is pulled back, revealing what has always been beyond the limited perception of the body. It's a moment of absolute clarity, where everything else, fears, doubts, even identity, dissolves. During the Chikhai Bardo, traditions say that the soul experiences a pure luminosity, known as the clear light. This light is described as intense yet welcoming, a kind of primordial truth that transcends any description. Imagine the impact of facing a truth so pure that everything we thought we knew about ourselves is suddenly questioned. For many, it's like a cosmic mirror, reflecting the inner reality without adornment, without excuses. This moment of contact with the clear light is a rare opportunity for liberation, a chance to transcend the illusions of the ego. The secret of the Chikhai Bardo lies in embracing this light without fear, a task that requires practice and an open heart. And in everyday life we can prepare for this, practicing deep meditation, exploring silence, and contemplating the ephemeral nature of all things. This preparation helps us face the moment when everything we know falls away and the true nature of being is revealed. The transition to the next stage, the Chonyid Bardo, is an unfolding of this initial understanding. Chonyid Bardo, visions. The Chonyid Bardo is a phase where the inner world comes alive, revealing itself in visions so intense they seem more real than reality itself. In this stage, the soul encounters projections of what it was, what it feared, and what it loved. For those exploring hermetism and esotericism, the Chonyid is a mirror of the shadows and light that inhabit the unconscious, a territory where projections transform into vivid archetypes. It's like entering an inner theater, where every emotion takes shape, every thought materializes. Here, truth appears disguised in images that can be frightening, but also deeply revealing. These visions, described in the Bardo Thodol, can range from peaceful and enlightened beings to terrifying and chaotic figures. However, they are all manifestations of the self. What we see in this state is merely a reflection of what we carry in our psyche, and the fear or peace experienced reflects the quality of our mind and heart. Many believe that throughout life we face similar moments when unresolved traumas and desires emerge in dreams or personal crises. These moments are like rehearsals for the Chonyid, revealing to us what we still need to integrate and understand. Those who are prepared, who have cultivated a serene mind and an open heart, can pass through the Chonyid Bardo more peacefully, recognizing that all visions are creations of the mind. To this end, practices like meditation and self-awareness can be great allies, helping us dissolve illusions even before physical death. The next stage, the Sidpa Bardo, represents the final impulse, the search for rebirth, a new opportunity for learning and growth. Sidpa Bardo, rebirth. The Sidpa Bardo is the final stage where the soul feels compelled to seek a new beginning, a rebirth. After crossing the gates of death and the visions of the unconscious, the Sidpa represents the irresistible call to return to the cycle of existence, whether physical or spiritual. For the student of Hermetism and esotericism, the Sidpa is the symbol of eternal return, the need to learn, grow, and sometimes repeat lessons that have not been fully understood. Here, the soul chooses, consciously or unconsciously, the conditions of its next cycle, guided by desire and the aspiration for evolution. During this Bardo, images of possible lives appear, each shaped by the desires, fears, and attachments the soul still carries. It's as if the universe offers a gallery of paths, reflecting the needs and lessons the soul still needs to embrace. For many, this stage reflects the choices we make in life when driven by desires and aspirations that guide us on different paths. Just like in the Sidpa Bardo, we're constantly choosing our next rebirth, whether in a new project, a new relationship, or even a new perspective on life. The Sidpa Bardo teaches us that at the end of every journey, there's a natural impulse to start again. This cycle of birth, death, and rebirth is a cosmic dance that shapes not only destiny, but also the spirit. By practicing detachment, acceptance, and understanding our desires in life, we can prepare the way for a more conscious rebirth, both in this life and beyond it. With this understanding, we turn to the next step, practicing liberation and achieving spiritual freedom. Practice for liberation. At the heart of the Bardo Thodol is the invitation to liberation, the practice that leads to awakening, breaking the cycle of birth and death. This practice, as taught by sages of Hermetism and esotericism, is not limited to death, but can and should be integrated into daily life. The key is learning to let go, to detach from the illusions that trap the mind and obscure the essence. Every thought, every desire, and every fear is an invisible chain that keeps the soul bound to the cycle of existence. True practice for liberation consists of recognizing and gently dissolving these bonds. Practicing liberation involves cultivating a state of presence and self-observation, where the self becomes an impartial observer of its own impulses. Techniques like deep meditation, visualization of the clear light, or even practicing compassion are ways to transform the mind and prepare the spirit. It's a process that takes time, like a stone being polished until all rough edges are smoothed. These exercises allow a person to become aware of the Bardos they face in life, whether moments of loss, fear, or transformation. Each of these moments can become an opportunity to awaken. The Bardo Thodol teaches us that the practice of liberation is not an escape from reality, but a deep acceptance of who we are, our place in the cosmos, and the natural cycle of transformation. So, when facing death or any inevitable transition, we carry an unwavering wisdom, like a compass for the soul. For those who truly wish to prepare, study, practice, and daily reflection become the fertile ground where liberation can flourish. And now, with this broad vision, All that's left is to open the doors to the unknown and discover what it still holds for us. The stages we've explored are more than spiritual concepts. They're maps for the mind and soul, guides for dealing with the transitions we face not only after death, but also in life. So, what are you going to do with this knowledge? How will you integrate this wisdom into your daily life? Ask yourself, how can I prepare for the little deaths and rebirths I encounter? And what still holds me to the cycle of fear and attachment? Remember, soul traveler, that true awakening begins with daily practice. Whether in meditation, reflection on our desires and attachments, or in seeking deeper understanding, each step brings us closer to liberation. And if you want to continue this journey of discovery, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and let's explore more of the mysteries of Hermetism and esotericism together. What awaits on the other side is much more than we can imagine.